Okay, you guys remember Rocket League made a tweet. This is actually in December. We talked about this last night on Chalkcast as well. But they said, hey, y'all, let's talk about the game we love, Rocket League. The same team that has been supporting Rocket League is still cranking on updates coming to Rocket League in 2024, both the core game and RLCS. It's a bit too early to share details, but expect more news on that in the new year. So it is March 21st. We are a little bit into the new year, but technically, I guess, but expect more news on that into the new year. We do still have 9 months, but Rocket Racing is not replacing Rocket League, and we're excited to grow these games side by side with cross-game vehicle ownership between them. And I think you guys know what's coming here. But there has been absolutely
several months later.
No update. To be fair, there has been an update, but most people are complaining about the update because they've just added a rocket pass and they added grass to Aquadome. They haven't shared many details. They haven't just like give us a roadmap. They haven't done much. But what they did do is they added creative mode to Rocket Racing. You can build and customize your own maps. Look at this. Within UEFN. It's an absolute beauty. And all the Rocket Racing fans are absolutely ecstatic for it. And all the Rocket League fans are like, what the hell? All that good stuff to unleash your creativity. Now, I will say, if you guys don't know exactly what UEFN is, take a look at this. This is not in the game. This is not within the game. You can't just go into Fortnite and then go to Map Builder or whatever. UEFN is a completely separate piece of software. So this is an important note that I will throw out there. So they are able to create maps through this software and then port it or import it to Fortnite or Rocket Racing. And Rocket League doesn't, I don't think, has that capability. Technically, they do, because you are able to create custom maps and then add it to Rocket League. And this has happened because there's a bunch of creative map builders that have done this before. And one of those people specifically is actually Mr. Swaggles. And he's made a ton of maps in Rocket League. I will just read his TLDR tweet on this, but he says, this is a good thing. UEFN is 6 years old. UEFN is an SDK, not a creative mode. So that's basically what I was showing you. This thing, it's a separate thing. It's not in the game. You don't just go in the game and launch a creative mode. We have a community-made SDK for Rocket League map making, which means anybody can actually go create their maps for Rocket League. Adding creative mode to Rocket League is hard. This was relatively easy. Anybody can make maps for Rocket League. So adding the Rocket Racing to the UEFN wasn't that tough because they already have Fortnite in UEFN, so it's actually very easy to kind of make that transition happen. But doing the same thing to Rocket League is not as easy. Now, it is possible to make a bunch of custom maps for Rocket League, and that has been proven time and time again because map makers have consistently done that. And there also is somebody who is making an entire, I guess like a UEFN, but for Rocket League. Somebody is currently creating those and creating all the assets. So they're making the entire thing, and they're creating the capability for everybody to go create their maps. But I think the main pain point here is Swaggles does say this is a good thing. This is a good thing. He says it twice because it's actually a very good thing in his eyes. You know, I'm not going to deny that I think it's good, right? It's good for Rocket Racing fans. I think the punch to the face is that Rocket Racing gets the big update of the UEFN edition compared to the Rocket League users who have had an Aquadome grass map. I think that's really the gist of it. I don't think people are denying that, yeah, it's a good update for Rocket Racing. It's just that so many people are waiting for like a big Rocket League update and there's no communication. And we've said this 100 times, and I'm just repeating myself over the course of the same things I've said in the previous videos. And so I feel like I'm just wasting my time and my breath. That's why people are upset. I don't think many people are like, this is bad to Rocket Racing. I think they're just annoyed. Bro, I was waiting 8 years for Aquadome grass. I'm happy for you. If only they had 5 years since the last substantial update to be able to implement it. If only. Well, to be fair, I also think that their dev team were kind of being, well, to be fair, a lot of them, I don't know if many of the devs got laid off, but I would assume some of them got laid off. It's just kind of how it goes. I would think that some of them got laid off, but then also part of their dev team was being yoinked to work on other things. So it's, I don't think anybody's denying it, but it's a big epic decision. Not like a big thing. What I'm saying is it's big epic making the calls. That's what I'm getting at. You know, you don't really get to work on what you truly want to work on as a dev once the big takeover happens. So yeah, Big Money Epic is making the calls here. I think the devs just have other things on their plates and there's a roadmap already set in stone. You know, I do appreciate the positivity, Null Corporation, but I think you just have a little bit more faith than I and probably most people at this point. I think, you know, I would be surprised if we don't see Leth make some Rocket Racing maps. Oh, I don't have faith. I'm just coping. Okay. Okay, good. Epic as a parent company is likely putting a lot of pressure towards pushing their metaverse over updating a 9-year-old game. Yeah, there's another piece of this. Oh, this is what Swaggle said. It's another tweet of his. I guess what it boils down to is that Fortnite was set up for success in this direction for at least the past 6 years. So, like, when Fortnite first became a thing, it was already kind of in this path to go this direction. Whereas, like, Rocket League, since it was acquired, the Rocket League game was effectively complete 9 years ago. And so, like, adding updates or adding something that's like that major is a big effort for the devs. Sorry, I just like paraphrased this whole thing, but this is the actual tweet. So the Rocket League community has created it instead. Yeah. So the Rocket League community has essentially created a creative mode outside of the game, not in the game. It's not like a mod you can add to the game. Actually, maybe it is. I don't know. But it's completely separate, and then you can port your stuff into the game. I don't know if that's fully released yet, but that is a thing that is currently being made. I don't think Epic sees Rocket League as capable of growing a whole lot more and is acting accordingly. There's so much you can do with Rocket League and grow it aside from the actual competitive gameplay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you there. Me personally, I just like bitching, so I'm fine with how things are. You know, since I'm a streamer and a lot of my life revolves around Rocket League, I'll continue to be involved in it purely because of that. I don't think the game's like in a great state. I wouldn't say it's like bad. It's good for casuals, but people like me are going to get bored or have already gotten bored. So they're going to lose like that old player base because of that. Do they care about that? Probably not, because they assume they could always get them back with one big update. And they could also bring in a lot of new people with one big update. Rizzo, quick question. What will happen first? Boeing turns it around or Rocket League gets UE5? I genuinely think Boeing would turn it around quicker than Rocket League gets UE5. Boeing has had like 6 plane fires in the past month, and they could fix that faster than Rocket League updating the game. I legit can't care about Rocket League outside of RLCS time. Yeah. Kind of sad how Rocket League is only being kept alive somewhat thanks to content creators in RLCS. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the worst part, because like as a creator for the game, there is legitimately like nothing to ever get excited about. I'm speaking for myself here. I can't seriously act like they don't update the game, because they do. It's just that the updates are so uncool, unfun. It's just like nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing for me. So like even when this season reset and they added Aquadome with grass, I didn't even know. I just hopped on one day and they said, welcome to the new season. And I got spammed with items because of the season rewards. I was like, oh, I guess the season started today. But like they have not given me a reason to care about their game. And you know what the crazy part is you know, a lot of people know I've been pretty addicted to Balatro recently. I follow the dev on Twitter because I'm actively looking for his tweets about the next update. I still have a lot of game to complete, but I will sit there and I will stalk his Twitter until he says, here's a big update that we're doing. It's coming out in June. I'll be like, fuck yeah, June. Let's go, baby. If it gets delayed, fuck yeah, July. It doesn't matter if they have to delay it. I don't understand why they don't just tweet it. Oh boy, a new car that'll get used by content creators for 3 weeks and a BMW collab. For 3 weeks, you are shooting high, bro. That is a one video type of deal. 3 weeks is insanely high. The new car gets used for 20 minutes. Get the recording done and get that shit off. I have seen a bit of the new Stardew Valley update, and yeah, I mean that's just what Rocket League needs. Rocket League needs a big overhaul. They don't need to change their game. They just need to do one big update. And maybe I'm just a pessimist, and maybe a big update's coming, because they said we can't share details yet, but you'll hear more in the new year. Maybe. I just feel like it was the Aquadome update, bro. I just feel like they made that tweet just because because they're like, oh, people don't think we're updating the game anymore? Sure we are. We have a big update happening in March. Nobody wants your grass map, bro. At the same time, how much can you update the game without changing core mechanics? So I know a lot of people say that, bro. You can make tons of changes to the game. You can make a club queue. I've talked about this countless times. You can make a club queue where me, Johnny, and CJ, when we queue together, we have a team MMR. And that team MMR competes against other people's team's MMR. They could update their tournament system. They could add cash cups into the game because they have cash cups in Fortnite. They already have this big payment processing thing where they already pay the top 128 players or 128 teams in NA and EU. Those are random updates, random things on top of my head. They can, instead, when they add when they add modes to the game, and it's like the new Gravity Bash mode or whatever the fuck they name them, don't just randomize mutators, bro. Actually add something. They've had the same mutators since 2016, and all they do is randomize them and make it a mode. I don't even think they play test them, because nobody plays that shit and thinks it's fun. LTM NFL game mode, to be fair, that was a good game mode. But like they made something new and that was exciting. They made Heatseeker and that was exciting. They made Spike Rush and that was exciting. Like when they actually make something new, it's fun. It's cool. But if they just like randomize the mode, nobody gives a shit. I played that for bro, whatever the new mode is that they did like a month ago or something. I played it for literally like 9 seconds and then I abandoned. So I don't like, look, I know you weren't, I'm not trying to pinpoint you, right? But I don't like the argument of what can they possibly add? Because dude, the possibilities are endless. You can do anything. You can literally make a fucking chess mode for all I care. I don't know. You can do anything with your game. Now, there's a difference with like, you know, the limitations of like dev hours. Dev hours? Devour these nuts. No, stop. I had to say it first so you guys didn't get it. There's a limitation with like dev hours and how much money they can put and how many resources and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, they could add a Balatro mode. I don't give a shit. Pay Balatro to put Balatro in your game, then make it a better game. Let's been making so much content, new maps and game modes all by himself, and he's one guy. That's what I'm saying. The difference is they have to get approval, and they also have to make sure the maps work properly on like all the consoles. That's their biggest hurdle. So I get where you're coming from, but also I can understand the hurdles they have of trying to get everything to work on every fucking console, because Switch plays on like 17 FPS or something, so you have to be careful what you add. I don't understand why people suggest new game modes when the majority of players don't even play when a new game mode comes out. Now, have you ever actually thought about it? I'm not trying to be rude here, but have you ever realized the game modes that they put in? And have you thought about the new game modes that they added and what that has done? When they add something that they actually made from scratch or is brand new or relatively new, like Spike Rush, they just took a feature that they added and made it a little different. But there was a new mode. Heatseeker was completely new. NFL mode was completely new. And Knockout was completely new. And people played those. But this is exactly what I'm saying. If you just take the mutators that you've had from 2016, randomize them, and throw them in a shitty-ass random mode, nobody wants to fucking play it. That's why nobody plays it. It's not because that people don't know the new modes are out or that they're just choosing not to play them. No, it's because they fucking suck. It's because they suck, man. But if they added something that was new, actually new, and fun, and people would play it. Knockout was great. Knockout is great. Yeah, I don't know if I'd play Knockout all too much now. But when it was first released, I played a shit ton of it. Knockout is the one where you knock people out of the map. I figured that would be self-explanatory for you, Coach Stephs, but I'll help you out. Different card classes, weight, speed, and shit to introduce strategy, and I might actually play it. Yeah, I'm with you. I know most of the community is not with you. But, bro, I'm telling you, if my Dominus had a... had an ability to where if anybody touched me, they would explode... That's fucking awesome. I would actually love abilities in Rocket League. I'd probably get tilted at it. I'd probably hate it, but at least it's new. And if it was like a game mode for... They could do this with the car bodies, right? They have 5 car bodies in the game. Make a new game mode where each car body has a different ability. Update Rumble. They added Rumble and never updated it. There's not... I don't... Maybe they did. I think they actually decreased the power of like spikes or something. When you say that Rocket League started to go downhill with the updates, I would say it was probably like 2021. Because what they did is they did free to play. And I think after free to play, they did like the Super Bowl partnership with the NFL. And then they added Gridiron. And kind of after that, everything has just been a little bit bland. Magnet changes too. Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like why are they not just like making random ass changes to Rumble power-ups? I don't know. I feel like Rumble is one of those modes where you can actually have like that difference in gameplay each season. Maybe the fucking boot demos instead of just blasting somebody, and then maybe the punchy fist thing does like half the power. You know, you just change the items and it makes it a little bit more interesting. I'm not picking my nose itches. I'm kidding! I'm kidding! Chill! Oh my god. Oh, you guys got so scared for no reason. Oh my god.